Chapter 8. I spent several months at a federal safe house in Denver. I went through the do and do not of the WITSEC program. One of the things I managed to get was beer from time to time when I requested it. That was the only thing positive to come from those damned counseling sessions. I never saw the blonde bombshell again or any other woman counselor. She was replaced by some guy who took a serious interest in my plight. He kind of reminded me of an older version of Ward Cleaver from the old TV show Leave It to Beaver, but a bit smaller in stature. He seriously tried to help, but some things just won't change. My new identity is Alan Moore. Not too bad a name and simple to remember. Basic info is I was widowed after a 5-year marriage, no kids, born in some small shit-kicker town out in Nebraska, dropped out of high school and got a GED. Simple backdrop. But there were a few mistakes. I didn't get a commercial driver's license and nothing on a military background. In other words, no prior military experience, which boils down to no VA benefits or GI Bill access. The last items pissed me off to no end. Despite everything I had done for the greater cause for America and the Army, the Marshals had tossed my service record. I had served in Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and the Marshals had disregarded my request about military benefits. I believed it was Lane and Corfield's way of sticking it up my ass for running off in Albuquerque. I was set to restart life on the windswept plains of Wyoming in a town called Gillette. I had given up most of all my information about the money and how we found it to the feds. We made a single outing to Musgrave's Ranch, followed by an army of FBI agents and state police. We took the long stroll up through the property where the Connex storage container was buried. I pointed out the single worn ancient telegraph pole, and the Connex was unearthed. I heard it took a couple of days to remove the massive amount of guns stored down there. In exchange, once the guns were recovered, I was given a new identity and thrown out to fend for myself. Of course, the feds reserved the right to come knocking on my door any time to ask for more information, to clarify current information, or just to bust my balls. The worst was pending court dates. I was told the possible itinerary of any court appearance sometime in the future. Lane made sure I was uncomfortable. There was something about the asshole I didn't like. Besides the holier-than-thou attitude, the Miami Vice attire, there was a streak of sadistic sarcasm he and his boyfriend Brock enjoyed. There wasn't a damn thing I could do about it either, and they knew it. I was given a few months to get back up on my feet, a small cash allowance per month, and a rental house just off the main drag in Gillette. Oilfield companies and workers moved pipes and material all through the town. I was left hanging, unable to acquire decent employment. I had no commercial driver's license, and that ruled me out of driving truck. Any diesel mechanic certifications I had held in my old life got tossed to the wind. Any manager with any kind of sense would have a good chuckle reading over the resume the Marshals had drafted up. I had a basic background in mechanics and had to start over on the ground floor in my career. Again. Even though I had 20 years' experience, nothing could be verified. I was forced to take a job as a lube tech, working at some small shop that paid jack shit squat. I surmised Lane had a hand in it. The background checks always came back spotty, or there was something the oil field recruiters found wrong or missing. Lane and his crew were supposed to cover up these holes, but they hadn't. So the bigger money jobs were passing me up. I cursed day and night of this wretched new life I found myself in. I made a vow to reclaim my old life. I vowed vengeance.